Okay, Dragon Ball Super Manga Chapter 77 early drafts are up here on the official Dragon Ball website. And we're going to be discussing today what is in these drafts and where we can expect the story to go for the next upcoming chapter, which will be out in about a week's time. And then, of course, we'll have coverage of spoilers and things like that here on the channel. Please leave a like on this video right now so that it gets spread out to other Dragon Ball fans. And don't forget to subscribe if you are new to the channel. We talk about Dragon Ball here, movies, manga, and anime when applicable. So today we're talking about Chapter 77 of the manga. And this is our little preview. Of course, in the last chapter, Granolah battled against Vegeta, and their fight pretty much ended. A lot of controversy behind my opinion on that chapter, and other folks, some didn't like my opinion, some were okay with it, some agreed. But, it wasn't my favorite chapter, but I was looking forward to this chapter because I wanted to hear more about Bardock. I knew we were going to get the backstory of Bardock here, as told by the ancient Namekian. Monaito. Now, it even says here in chapter 76, it just says Vegeta and Granola's epic battle was about to reach its nail-biting conclusion. Granola's adoptive father, Monaito, interesting they use the word adoptive father, so I didn't know they were actually that close, made his dramatic entrance. He went on to proclaim that when Planet Cereal was under assault by the Frieza force, it was none other than Goku's father, Bardock, who rescued Granolah and Monaito. Now, it says here, the mysteries shrouding the attack on Planet Cereal will all be revealed in Chapter 77. Bardock, the father of Goku. Check out its opening storyboard below. Now, I know y'all are wondering, some of you guys are wondering, well, wait a minute. Bardock, the father of Goku, isn't that the name of the Bardock TV special or Bardock movie, as some say? No, it is not a movie. It's a TV special that aired back in 1990. And it actually is not called Bardock, the father of Goku. Funimation, when they dubbed it, called it Bardock, the father of Goku. That is their name for it. The name of the Japanese special is very, very long. It's like the Lonely Final Warrior Bardock. The father of Z Warrior Bardock, father of Z Warrior Goku Bardock, the lonely. It's a long ass name, all right. I don't want to go through it right now. Something like that. Anyways, Bardock, the father of Goku, was the name that Funimation chose when they called the special that when it was dubbed for English-speaking audiences. But so having this chapter be called that is not really like, oh, they're using the same name again. They're really not. So let's get to some of these draft pages here. Monaito telling the backstory of what's going on. It appears like this is 40 years ago. So this is a flashback to 40 years ago on Planet Cereal. So the chapter is going to begin with the backstory. So I thought maybe we'd have a situation where Monaito would kind of calm Granolah down and they would all like maybe sit around the campfire and tell the story. I guess they're going right to the flashback. And I guess what's going on here is that Granola's interpretation of what he thought happened with the Frieza Force is not what actually happened. There's actually more to the story than he was willing to reveal. And, or that he knew about. Because Granolah was a kid. He obviously had memory issues or whatever the case, or didn't even know the whole story. We know that in the last chapter, we saw that his mom was with him in the final days of Planet Cereal. But there appears to be more to this story than meets the eye, which is going to get revealed here. So it looks like what's going on here is we have the Namekians on Planet Cereal, not many of them. And this right here appears to be, now I can't really tell because this is a draft page, but it appears to be either a Cerelian or maybe even Granola's mom. It's hard to tell. Leave a comment down below if you think it is his mom because, it kind of looks like her, but difficult to say. And, as you can see right here on the panel to your left there, we have the ships arriving from Frieza's empire. So that, and then, the Namekians look up and see there's an invasion about to happen. So the Frieza force has arrived. Here we have all of the Saiyan and Frieza space pods landing. As you can see right here, the craters. This is actually like a visual representation of what the invasion looked like. And here's the pods opening up. This looks like a great scene. Like, I cannot wait for this to get animated at some point because it's going to look awesome. Like, seeing this animated is going to look great because it's going to really show, like, like just the image of all the ships landing and, like, creating the craters and all the sands coming out. Like, that's a cool, like, visual. It can look great if they do it right. especially if Shintani's on board for that, if he should be involved. And, the Namekians are all confused, and here come the great apes and, the Ozarus. There's an army of them. They're all in trouble. Here we have Frieza's forces coming down. I can't exactly tell if any of those characters are recognizable from like the Ginyu Force, but it doesn't appear to be the case. But the invasion here begins, and this is a great visual right here. I mean, I can't disrespect the visual. I think it looks fantastic. And the Namekians, well, the Namekian and the Cerelians are here caught up in this whole thing. And it looks like they're fighting. It looks like what's happening here, based on what I'm seeing, is that they're doing their best to survive this attack. At some point, Bardock does something. Here we have, that is Bardock right there. You can tell by the scar on his face. And he appears to be what it looks like he's doing. And it's difficult to tell because this is a draft page. And maybe my eyesight's not doing me right, but it looks like he's actually protecting the innocents from the attack. It's hard to see because this is only a few pages, so they're obviously leaving some of this up to the imagination. We're not going to have all the answers till next week, like as far as the whole story goes. But it looks like Bardock here is, I guess, maybe protecting the innocents from the invasion. They want to still invade the planet, but it looks like Bardock, who can control himself as a great ape like Vegeta could, seems to be doing this. Before we close out the video, I want to real quick get Herms' translation on this. He wrote, it's very simple. Bardock, the father of Goku, 40 years ago, the people of Cereal lived in peace with the Namekians. Then on the night of the full moon, suddenly they appeared. So that's what Herms wrote about this chapter. So yeah, I had to cut in there because I sneezed and my phone rang. So sorry about that. Let's get back to my regular video. And it says here, the truth behind the horrific event that stained Granola's heart with the color of revenge awaits. That's a cool line right there. That is a cool sentence right there. And that's coming up next week. So it looks like what's happening is we saw a little bit of the Saiyan attack before, right? We saw Granola's hatred for the Saiyans, appear, but I feel like there's more to this story than meets the eye. In other words, we're going to probably see similar images than what we saw before, but kind of like a Christopher Nolan film, we're going to see the other half of that. We're going to see the other half of the invasion of the planet and the other half of what's really going on. And we're going to see that Bardock, Goku's father, was actually not that bad. And the idea, this is my prognostication, the idea is that Granolah will find out that a relative of Goku, the guy who he was just fighting, he just got done fighting this dude a few chapters ago, not all Saiyans are bad. And that even though Goku and Vegeta are Saiyans, even though Bardock was a Saiyan working under Frieza, even he had a conscience. And I know some folks aren't happy with this new Toriyama retcon minus Bardock or whatever from Dragon Ball Minus. I get it. I'm not a fan of that Bardock as much as I like the one from the special, but it's still something that, is something that Toriyama created, so we have to take it into account because the future of Bardock will be this one. I'm going to be doing a video called The History of Toriyama's Bardock very soon, where I'm going to be discussing that in detail and going into what the changes were and how Toriyama kind of made the new Bardock different from the old one. So look forward to that on the channel. Probably later this month, if not early next month, I'll be dropping that video for you guys. The history, I already did the history of Bardock, but I'm doing the history of Toriyama's Bardock. So look forward to that. Also, some more videos in the movie coming up this week. And also, if you look up, right up here or over there, you're going to see a video I did with Mr. Senpai discussing our official preview for this upcoming chapter and our thoughts on what's going to happen. So, okay, sorry about that. I had to sneeze once again. So, that's it for this video. Thank you for watching, and I'll talk to you very soon.